structure layer, and this has now been released onto the web. So I'll just place some of this where it talks about this magnetic anomaly. So it's the same case, and maybe I can zoom up. Let's see, should I do it that way or that way? That way is probably better. So let's see if it's in the right place. So he doesn't call it case 15, but they've got a file here.
As possible, and this case was so interesting I couldn't help but want to present you this material, which is the first time anybody is ever hearing this. You're going to get a lot of information which you've never heard before. This is the first time a breakthrough. So I just hope you realize how lucky you are to be a part of this. A client's home is a single-story dwelling. Its exterior construction is a plaster over chicken wire and the usual type of wrapping. The interior is plaster over wallboard. There's a number of magnetic anomalies that we found. The exterior of the master bedroom wall, above and below, but mainly below the window, showed some magnetic properties. A backyard soil was highly magnetic, with a large magnetic field exceeding 10 milligauss, and the soil also spontaneously catches fire. We took samples and had some soil analysis done and found that the soil has an extremely high bromine content. He had a fiberglass boat that was in the driveway, and the fiberglass was also highly magnetic, which I don't know how that can happen.
So that's really strange, indeed. And I would like to see them putting a rare earth magnet onto the boat, onto the fiberglass, and see if it's stuck. But I don't think these guys would be lying. But why they didn't make this public is beyond me. We should have had MUFON and other scientists and people like myself looking into it, see if we can find an answer or possibly a smoking gun proof of UFOs visiting. So but not only that, he talks about wood even becomes magnetized, and we know you can't magnetize wood. So it's kind of strange. And what I talk about in a minute will be about magnetism and why you can't magnetize wood, as far as we know. But there may be that this shows our science is a wee bit behind the ETs.
There was anomalies also of a Cadillac automobile that the individual drives. The interior of the house had numerous magnetic anomalies. All the utensils in the kitchen drawers, including things that absolutely should not be magnetic, such as those wooden salad serving forks and spoons and other utensils that were either plastic or made of wood. They are not supposed to be magnetic. The kitchen cupboard hinges were highly magnetic, and some of them contained only one pole of the magnet. Unipoles are not supposed to exist, but evidently they do. The non-metallic kitchen counters also were magnetic. The interior master bedroom wall, again around the windows and confluent areas, which we found on the outside, was also magnetic. I hope you can see this. This is a drawing of the house, and it indicates areas of a large amount of magnetism. There was a avocado tree that was growing in the backyard, and we set the Gauss meter on a limb of the avocado tree, and it pegged the Gauss meter at 10 milligauss. Now, if you've ever seen excuse me, an avocado tree that was magnetic, please get in touch with me at once. I would hate to eat the fruit off of that tree and have it stick to the metallic buttons on my shirt or something like that. Have a taco. They wouldn't want to make guacamole out of that, I think. All right. Now, in addition to this, we were able to dim the lights in the bedroom, and using 3 different frequencies of ultraviolet light we found. Again, this is the first time, so enjoy it. It's for real. Here's a picture of it. I hope you can see it. We found 2 small childlike handprints on the wall, which were phosphorescing, and they only have 4 fingers. I don't have any friends that have 4 fingers that I know of. Here's another one. Look carefully. We've got this now. We took out the piece of the wall, and we're going to.
So I might just cut that out and zoom in a bit better so we can have a look. Just make it a bit bigger. So what do you think of this particular case, guys? Fascinating. That makes it a bit better already, doesn't it? So you can see here, it's very pixelated though. So unfortunately we need the original photograph. But it does look like a load of fingerprints. It looks like maybe a thumb. Is that thumb sticking out this way? So we'll just save that one and then run another filter and see if we can bring it up with a color swap. Yeah, I'm talking about that next. Well, eventually anyway. So straight away we got some green screen. And I don't think we're going to get much better on it. But it does look like some sort of fingerprints. No, it's too pixelated. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a little thumb going out. But that doesn't mean that it's not very clear, is it? It could be that one of the fingers wasn't touching the wall. But then 4 fingers and a thumb is a normal human hand, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm starting to question the evidence, because it does look like a normal kid's handprint to me. Unless I'm missing something. Yeah, we'll carry on. I think there's a wee bit more he says.
Try and get DNA off of this. It's a new device that's been invented, and it's a tape. And you can put the tape over something that you're trying to get DNA, and you peel the tape off, and you can send this tape into a laboratory, and you can get the DNA. So we're very interested in seeing what the outcome. But just the photograph alone, which occurs in a house where abductions have been going on, and then you find 2 4-fingered small handprints on the wall, I think is a pretty interesting finding. 48 hours, here's another weirdo. 48 hours after the surgical specimen was placed in a sealed container, I went to check on it. All the little pieces that we had taken out, I told you the object broke into a number of fragments. All the little pieces became a darker color. And they not only became a darker color, but when you lifted up the specimen container, they began to rearrange themselves in the order of which we saw in the x-ray. Now, I called the cameraman, and we had him come down and immediately take a video of that. Never seen anything like that before. We're working on possible explanations why this happened. Okay, now this is going to be video, I think.
So, let's just pause it there. So the video is removing the implant, but I was more interested in video and proving that it was a magnetized plastic fork or something. You know, if it tracks to a magnet on camera, and they snap it in half to show it's plastic, I think that would be really good evidence that it's not normal. So I'll post the link. Have I posted the link already? I'll Brooklyn Bridge one that we talked about on here as well, I think.
His wife is absolutely out like a light, classic, and he starts levitating off the bed. Like the Linda case, the Brooklyn Bridge case, like so many cases, you are floated through a wall or a window or a roof. It happens. And he was somehow, he had been sleeping on his stomach. So he was rising, with his back to the ceiling. Mm-hmm. And he started to pass through the ceiling. And then something technologically went wrong. I'm just doing my best to explain this. While his molecules were starting to occupy the same space as the ceiling, who knows why it happened or what happened. It was obviously not what they planned, but the technology went kaput, and gravity took over and he fell. But part of his back was in the ceiling.
Whoa.
And it tore open a very nasty gash. When he hit the bed, his wife woke up. He's bleeding rather profusely from his back. She's a nurse, does practical first aid, and rushes him to the nearest hospital emergency room. What happened to you? I don't even remember what he told me relative to it. I had seen very analytical photos of the scarring on his back. Mm-hmm. He's an extremely kind soul, and he understood that people like me were not visiting him, because it's a freak show, but because he was an important individual involved in this, whatever it is. And I remember him asking me with a smile, a sincere smile, would you like to look at the scar? And I thought to myself, this guy, there's a dignity that he's carrying around. A really blue-collar reality, a kind soul. I didn't need to see it. Mm-hmm. And I thanked him, but I said it's not necessary. That would be one for certain, Alfred. Another one is my friend Ket Thorvaldsen, who we were talking about earlier, mm-hmm. an absolutely stunning Norwegian woman who has had contact experiences throughout her childhood. And at a certain point some years ago, started to study this implant phenomena, that these things, which are either metallic-based or silicone-based, are put in the body, going back well before we human beings seemingly had this technology. Some of them are no bigger than a grain of rice, other ones are larger. And she decided to see if she had any. And she went for a CAT scan in Norway and found out that she had something like 24 of them going up both sides of her spine and in her sinus areas. Again, there's no surgical whatevers.
We have the video for putting the magnets
That's
on.
Right. Yeah. That's right. And that Ket is very down to earth and a very pragmatic thinker. I think that the normal reaction most of us would have would be, get that damn thing out of my body and do it yesterday. Her feeling was, they're there, probably for a reason. Mm-hmm. I'm okay. They're
also patterned.
Yes.
And that's interesting.
If you're going to start to move them out, could it throw... Anyway, she lives with them, and they don't do anything that upsets her or is a problem for her health or anything, and she's very outspoken about it. For me, that's pretty mind-blowing. I've studied this phenomena for years. I've handled dozens of these implants, ones that were removed by the great late Dr. Roger Lear, mm-hmm. who was a podiatric surgeon who put his career at risk by surgically removing these from quite a number of people. My old friend Daryl Sims, who right now is dealing with a major health crisis, and we all wish him a speedy recovery. His focus as a researcher has been these implants as well. I know how it sounds, but it's simply part of the way it is.
And the thing about, I understand her decision not to have them removed. I could see if you have one and you say, well, get it out of me. But when they're aligned along your spine, it's kind of like, all right, this seems quite intentional. Yeah. Like there's a reason they're where they are.
And you can see them in the scan. They're round. And like